All right, week 6, day 36. Having problems last few days uploading my videos, so there's been a little delay getting up on YouTube, but getting there. Finally got yesterday's up this morning. Knee is doing good. I was running yesterday, for those that hadn't seen the video, and just kind of had a bit of a tweak. I was wearing the Hoka Cliftons, which my body is not used to the stack height, and I just took a awkward step and I think it just wrenched my knee a little bit more, and you know, just was kind of hobbling a little bit, so called it short yesterday. Just took it easy. I still got in about 4 3/4, so yeah, still got it in and ended up with about 85 miles for the week. It's great. Continue to build. Today, normal Monday, Miles and I are back out at Foster Creek. Looks like a decent amount of hunters are out today. Both of us have our blaze orange on. Sticking to the main trails here. Chilly morning. Not supposed to get too warm today. It's about 30 degrees right now. But got the run here, about 6 miles. Then we'll head home. 1.5 miles on the treadmill, 16%. Get a little incline hike in. Looking at the schedule ahead. Racing on Saturday. Coach Patrick has me down for, I think it's 5x5 minute and 2 sets of strides this week, so looks like we'll be cramming in some training next few days. So I'm gonna take today super easy, make sure everything's 100%. Body feels really good. Got up about 4:30 this morning. Got some work done. Got some breakfast down. So doing all right. Yeah, I got about, I don't know, 6.5 hours to sleep. So not ideal. I want to get more, but it's all good. Talk a little bit today about race planning. Kind of goes along with the conversation I had a while back about, you know, you are an N of 1. How we see, you know, social media, Strava, YouTube videos, myself included, of what people are doing. You know, yesterday or Saturday, I did a 25-mile run. You know, most people, they're like, well, you know, Aaron's doing that. Well, you're not Aaron. You know, if you've been doing this for a long time and your body's adapted to the longer training or more frequent racing, you know, we see guys like Michael Wardian that, you know, they race twice in a weekend and then 3 times the next weekend. You know, and all of them are ultras. And that's Mike Wardian. Not all of us can recover like that. You know, and you could mimic everything Michael does. Food habits, everything, but you might not have the same result. Michael Wardian is Michael Wardian. His body's completely different. So, you know, be kind to your body. Know your limitations. If you're tired, might mean if you're constantly tired, you know, all your runs are slow, your races are slow, it might mean you're doing too much. You know, you're doing too many races. We love racing. I love racing too. But you can only do so many ultras and our body stays recovered. I mean, I'm proof positive of that. And after Hard Rock, took a little downtime, but then I tried doing a 50K and I was just whooped. Just too tired. You know, I'd done 200s already and over 3/4 of a third. You know, I had done a 50-mile training run for Umstead. I mean, yeah, that's a lot for a year. Got to respect the body and be kind to it. You know, 200 miles in a year is a lot. I think sometimes we forget that because we get so excited by the prospect of doing other races. I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to be in this long haul, long term. I want to enjoy running late into my life, if not all my life. So that's why I backed off and just bagged the second 50K. And you know, if my body's not quite ready to race this weekend, I'll bag this one too. I mean, I had better goals in 2022. I want to be healthy for them. I want to feel fit. I want to not be fatigued. Now, obviously, 25-mile run the week before a race. You know, it's not. Definitely not the best course of action. You know, definitely need to see what you're doing, what your priority is. I mean, this race this Saturday is a 30K. It's by no means is it, you know, an A race or even a B race. It's more of a C race for me. Just go out there and go for a run, have fun. Yeah, there's gonna be competition there, and I'd like to be competitive, but you know, I do what my body allows me to do and enjoy that. It's a beautiful course. I look forward to enjoying that. But you know, I don't make huge plans, make tons of races before a big goal race. You know, it's for, you know, Black Canyon. I don't know. You know, this Saturday might be the only race I do prior to Black Canyon. Got 10 weeks. I'd rather use that time for training, getting in some good runs, and get ready for Black Canyon. You know, it's gonna be a fast race. Should be fun. Should be good competition. Again, a beautiful setting. So I'm gonna prioritize that rather than doing a local 50K or something in January. Because my time is probably better served, you know, doing a few workouts and a good long run rather than lining up racing and having to recover from it. Not to say that you can't have build-up races if they're well planned and well executed and you take the proper time to recover from them. But when you start adding too many races, your body just doesn't have that kind of time to recover. You know, effort after effort. It's just hard on the body. So, you know, be focused, be selective with your races. You know, make sure that they align with your training, and especially with the race you're going to do. You know, is it similar to the terrain, you know, vertical, weather conditions, all that kind of stuff. You know, those are things to consider when you're gearing up for, you know, an A race. Just want to make sure you give yourself the best shot of towing that line in top shape, nice and tapered and feeling fit and fast. Whereas, you know, you just keep doing race after race just because they're available. Well, you know, it's highly likely you're not going to get the outcome you want out of your A race. That, and you're going to feel pretty fried come fall or come the next season. Probably have to take more time off and time away from training just to recover from all that. So be careful. So I've written a few articles and done podcasts about like race selection and training runs. And you can check back into some of those and listen to some of those podcasts and, you know, kind of hear what I have to say about, you know, what do you do when your A race is a marathon versus what do you do when your A race is a 100-miler. You know, those are two obviously very different runs, very different preparations, and you certainly can have build-up races. And those are going to look and have very different goals. You know, a marathon, you're going to want to use races that will give you a really good workout. You're really going to have to push yourself, you know, and gain fitness in a different way than if you were running a 50-mile race in preparation for a 100-mile race. The 50-mile race, you can still race it, you know, and it's going to be a different kind of taxing on the system, a different type of recovery. But you're hopefully going to gain fitness from it. You're going to gain some mental strength. And hey, who's to say you have to do anything at all, race-wise? I know that sounds crazy, but you don't need to do anything. You know, it's like I said for Black Canyon, I may not run this race this weekend. Just gotta see how I feel. And if I don't run, I won't have any races prior to Black Canyon. And that's okay. I trust myself, trust my coach, trust my training. I have enough experience. You know, if you feel like you need to gain experience practicing with a crew or practicing with a pacer, you can do that on your runs. You know, set up a long run in which you have friends run with you as if they were pacers, and have a practice crew that you can see every 5-6 miles. Go through the drills. You know, have them set up a little aid station for you. Maybe it's just a 5 or 6 mile loop that you just do over and over again, and they're your aid station and your crew. Rather than, you know, paying for a race and travel and all that, you can do it where you're at. Again, replicate the course best you can. Like I said, I did here in Western North Carolina. I made a 12.5 mile out and back that replicated the Umstead Loop, you know, elevation gain, etc. Surface, you know, I did that I would just go out for 12.5-mile runs and just do that loop. Just kind of get used to it, that out and back. And I did my 50-miler. Set up my car as an aid station. Had friends that came out and paced me. I just practiced for Instead, in my backyard, really. So, don't feel races are necessary. They're fun, but don't overuse them. I'd rather see you all in this, long term. See you guys out on the trail in 10 to 20 years. God knows if I'll still be running ultras, but I hope to. And it all goes back to picking races also that mean something to you. Again, a lot of times it's just a local race and you're just excited. It's just a local 50K, but it's 2-3 weeks before your A race. Is that going to sacrifice your performance at the A's race? Are you willing to do that just because, it's a local race? Why don't you just go out and volunteer? Or if they need pacers, pace for a second. Make it part of your long run. Make it part of your training. Rather than run the whole thing. You can still be a part of an event in another capacity. Rather than a racer. Races always need volunteers. So, think about it in that regard. You can even volunteer at an aid station, and then before or after, go for your long run. I volunteered at Georgia Jewel, and finally got done with my shift and did my long run. Yeah, I was tired, but it was nice. I felt good. Served as a volunteer, and then got my run in on sections of trails that I had never run on. It's really cool. So, it's just a few ideas. Anyhow, Mr. Miles and I are gonna continue on our quest to get this run in. Appreciate you guys joining us again. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day 37.